What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Young black man thinks deeply and profoundly about American racism. And I am so refreshed that our young boys and our young girls are thinking critically about racism, not only thinking about how it affects them and their societies and the groups of people that they associate with, but it also how it affects Europeans and how it affecting Europeans also affects other people. So we have to deal with racism on our side. We also have to deal with racism based on their side. So we deal with our side effects, you know, and the pain that comes with racism, the stress, the PTSD, the self-doubt, the self-loathing, right? All the negative side effects that come with being pressed upon, being systematically and institutionally discriminated on a commercial level for a sustained amount of time, right? That will do damage to any group of people. I don't care what it is, right? But at the same time, it has also been causing damage to the wielder as well, right? And as that wielder is coming to the realization that the powers that they once had, the advantage to reign upon what they believe as supremacy, their supremacist culture, as they see it being torn down, ripped down, destroyed, and exposed to the bare bones for all to see and examine and critique, right? They're going through it, and now they have to deal with the side effects of the institutionalized layers, right, that their lives are lived upon. All the things that they believed in those schools, right, where racism was reinforced, their superiority was reinforced. The reason why they're in the situation they find themselves in, right, is being revealed to not be their historical enemy at which they was told and taught by the rich white men in suits, but in fact, the rich white men in suits who they trusted for 400-500 years to take care of them against those who they deem to be their enemies or deem to be the people that want to do something to them, right? It's got to be traumatic. Right. And the thing is, we black people, like we always had to do, when you talk about how black people have to switch up, we know white people more than they know themselves. We know them better than anybody else. There is no group of people on the planet that know white people better than an African American, or I would say a black British, European, black French, right, who live in France, and African American. We know you better than you know yourselves. I will also say South Africans as well. We know you, right? We know how you operate when you're happy, when you're sad. We know how you operate when you're scared, and we have to make sure that we are able to deal with how you're going to react because you happen to have an institution, right, behind you. So when you react, shit happens to us, right? Whether it's fair or not. So we got to know how to navigate around the world at which your savagery and your barbaricism, which your subhumanness affects global movement and commerce, that affects global cultures and business, you know? And I'm glad that there's young black people who are not distracted by entertainment, right? There are young black people who are not distracted by their selfishness, because when you're young, you're selfish, you're thinking about yourself most of the time, that they are thinking profoundly, that they are thinking at higher levels of how to continue to navigate this situation at their very young age. And that's a very encouraging sign, all right? Don't think that black people are just sitting back, not thinking, that our children are not paying attention to what's going on. You know, I know my 42 years on this earth is not going to waste. I'm not running my mouth for no reason. I know there's some 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are listening to me, who are taking my advice, who are being exposed to the truth of their surrounding based off what me and various other people like me are saying. And that means I know that my job, I'm doing the right thing. I know every day when I get up and I run my mouth about this, I know I'm not doing it for no reason. Because I know somebody's watching, somebody's going to be inspired, somebody's going to think about what it is that I say, and they're going to take that critical reasoning and thinking, and they're going to take that and use that as tools to propel themselves into the future and to fix the communities around it and protect the communities around them. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think of this in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
I believe that all white people carry some level of racial conditioning simply because of the society that we live in. and some is being generous. The United States was built on racism, and not just in obvious places like slavery or segregation, but I'm talking about the economy, education, the beauty standard, professionalism, wealth accumulation, and even how normal is defined, right? When the foundation is racist, the people raised inside it absorb that influence whether they want to or not. We're talking about a society where white people once treated black bodies as property, like eating us, collecting our body parts, some of those still floating around in homes today, taking our skin and making fucking furniture out of it, using our babies as alligator bait. That level of dehumanization doesn't disappear in a few generations. Some of that shit happened a generation ago. It leaves residue in institutions and in the subconscious of the people who benefit from those institutions. So even when white people love black people who grew up around us, who have black people who are their spouse or who have black kids, are still shaped by a system designed for them and not us. Black people and white people don't live in the same society. That needs to be known and normalized. We occupy the same land, but not the same reality. One group moves through the world with the benefit of the doubt, the presumption of innocence, and comfort being the default, right? The comfort is being the default. The other group navigates suspicion, surveillance, stereotypes that were created long before we were ever fucking born, right? And that difference is structural, not personal. And I hate when people try to make structural arguments personal. It doesn't make sense. This is the same way that patriarchy shapes men, though. Even good men still inherit misogynistic ideas unless they actively work to unlearn them. Systems create habits of mind. So if men raised in a patriarchal society become misogynistic without meaning to, then white people raised in a racist society become racist without meaning to. Conditioning doesn't care about intentions, right? The U.S. feeds off of racism and simultaneously harms itself with it. Racism is expensive, and we know this. It drains resources. It fractures our communities, not just our communities, my brothers and sisters, but it limits talent and it slows progress. Black people have been quote-unquote free for less than a full lifetime in historical terms, but our society is still in the first chapter of genuine multiracial democracy, and we are still fighting against systems designed to keep one group on top and another beneath it. So when I say all white people are racist to shit in general, I'm not talking about individual hatred. I'm talking about structural influence. I'm talking about the water we all swim in. And until that water changes, the conditioner stays, and we're going to keep drowning.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.